Jokic versus Carmelo are two heavyweights of modern basketball, legends of the game with unforgettable legacies for the Denver Nuggets. But that's not all they've got in common. These serial performers made the number 15 the exclusive and prestigious jersey it is today, so we're going to be answering the question that many fans will likely be debating till the end of time. Who's the number 15 going to be retired for? The legendary forward Carmelo or Jokic, the current dominating force? It's another GOAT debate, so strap on and we'll tell you all about it. First, let's start off with Carmelo. The New York-born baller got drafted by the Denver Nuggets in 2003 after his first and only year at Syracuse University at the college basketball level. Melo won the national championship that year, as well as a bunch of personal honors, including having the number 15 retired at Syracuse after he left. So Carmelo was red hot going into the NBA draft that year. He was the third pick overall, only behind LeBron James and Darko Milicic. And after making his debut in October of that year, Carmelo would go on to lead the Denver Nuggets in scoring as they made the playoffs one season after finishing dead last in the division. It was clear Denver had a game changer on their hands. Carmelo would go on to be a free-scoring maniac for Denver, posting climbing averages from anywhere between 20 and 30 points. Melo made a habit out of casually hitting 30-point hauls in games, breaking record after record and going on crazy long streaks. That helped him to make the All-Star first team twice in 2007 and 2008. Carmelo also had many memorable clutch moments, scoring game-winning points with seconds to go, and even one right on the buzzer against the Toronto Raptors in March 2010. Heroics like that really engraved Carmelo in the hearts of Denver fans as his legacy grew. The only disappointment of Carmelo's Denver career would be his playoff fortunes. It was quite obvious that despite Melo being a top-class forward for Denver, the team as a whole wasn't up to scrub with the best in the league, and whilst they progressively got better, it never really showed in the playoffs, getting knocked out of the playoffs at the first round for 5 seasons in a row, before finally making it to the Western Finals in 08-09, where Denver lost to the Lakers, who really were the kryptonite to Carmelo's Denver at the time. And because of this, Carmelo took on the reputation of being a regular season Joe, a guy who balled everyone out the park in the regular season but anonymous during the playoffs. Not necessarily a 100% true, but it doesn't need to be for the fan agendas. Jokic, on the other hand, certainly had a different path to prominence. Jokic wasn't college basketball champion. He played for a youth team over in Serbia. He wasn't in the top 3 drafts like Melo was. He was drafted 41st for the Denver Nuggets in 2014 and didn't play with the Nuggets until a year after. Whilst Carmelo is a silky and unstoppable scorer, Jokic is a monstrous jack-of-all-trades center. Jokic drops triple-doubles like a chicken lays eggs. He even set the record for the fastest triple-double in NBA history, reaching double digits for points, assists, and rebounds in only 14 minutes and 33 seconds of game time in February 2018 against the Bucks. Being 7 foot tall, Jokic is a rebound master, hitting double-digit figures for the stat almost every game. As time went on, Jokic kept finding ways to outdo himself, and he set unprecedented standards. He made the All-Star team 5 times in a row from 2019 to 2023, including being in the first team 3 times. That's already more times than Carmelo did. He's been the MVP for 2 years in a row in 2021 and 2022, and he's well on track to getting it again this year as well, after leading Denver to their first-ever Western Conference win in NBA Finals. If we use longevity as the standard for legacy, then it's time to check our watches, folks. Carmelo arrived at Denver in 2003. He played 7 full seasons before being lured by the Statue of Liberty to the New York Knicks midway through the 2010-11 season, so that's 7.5 years. The Joker, on the other hand, is about to complete his 8th season for Denver after the 2022-23 NBA Finals, having made his debut in 2015. But you know what? The key difference between Jokic and Carmelo's legacies definitely lies on how they fared in the postseason. Big players perform on big stages. Although it won't be wrong to say Carmelo's butterfly feet and brilliant shots more or less helped Denver to the playoffs every time. There's not a lot to remember after he got there each season, whether it be down to not having enough quality in the team or him not showing up or just bad luck. Carmelo just never cooked in the playoffs like he should have. Jokic, however, has been a beast all throughout his playoff career. He didn't get a taste of the playoffs until his 4th season at Denver in 2019, but he more than made up for it by scoring a triple-double on his playoff debut against San Antonio Spurs, and the rest is history. Jokic has dropped triple-doubles in the playoffs every year since. breaking multiple records along the way, and this year, he's been filthy as well, dropping back-to-back masterclasses against the Lakers in the Western Conference Final Series to complete a ridiculous 4-0 clean sweep to take Denver to their first-ever NBA Final. Jokic is comfortably in the top 10 for playoffs performers in NBA history. Jokic is special for the Denver fans, or scratch that. Jokic is special full stop. He's the kind of player they make documentaries about. He's without a doubt one of the top 10 players in NBA history at this point, which is silly when you remember that he's only 28 and got a lot of elite years in front of him. For a player like this, you can bet your house that Nugget fans have shrines built in his name. They adore him to pieces. They even christened the day the team decided to build around Jokic on December 15th of 2016 against Portland, calling it Jokicmas. That's a pretty good indicator of how he's seen by the fans relative to Carmelo. While Melo no doubt gave Denver fans many unforgettable moments and was certainly a reliable forward, Jokic is the core of his Denver team, the literal heart of it. The fulcrum on the attack and the scrubber in defense. Now that's a franchise player. So although Carmelo may be one of the greatest all-time scorers in the NBA, Jokic is an all-time player in almost every way for Denver. And with years still left on his super expensive contract extension and the possibility of getting that championship ring that Melo could never touch, we think Jokic by far deserves to be the player who retires the number 15 for the Nuggets. Do you agree? Let us know what you think in the comments, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.